Thanks to this week's sponsor, INDACLOUD. INDACLOUD is a fully legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, energy gummies, and extra strength sleep gummies. Everything is federally legal hemp THC, lab tested, and shipped discreetly to your door. If you're 21 or older, go to INDACLOUD.co, that's .co, and use code LEWIS for 30% off your first subscription order. That's INDACLOUD.co, code LEWIS for 30% off, shipped routinely and discreetly to your door. Plus free gifts on qualifying orders. Enjoy responsibly. This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello there, and welcome to the 270th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled I'm Sick of It. Yes, I am sick of it. I am truly sick of it. I am sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And you can guess what it is that I'm sick of, and I'll be back next week. Because I am sick of it. I am tired of it. It is exhausting. It's got to stop. I returned from a vacation and gotten away from all of this madness and gone to a rich full time in many respects to other countries where once again I repeat, I don't understand the language, so I don't have to deal with that madness. But I mean, I was surrounded by people speaking my language. They weren't talking about what's going on here and with him. And I come back, and within minutes of being away and really kind of letting my brain breathe for 5 minutes and allowing some kind of really joy to pass, to be able to wake up and not to turn the news on. And even if I don't turn the news on here, somebody's still going to find it. I'm still getting newspapers. I still get stuff. I still open my phone up. The shit's still flying out there. And you feel obligated now because what's occurring is so horrific that you feel there's something you should do, but you can't do anything. Why? Because there's nothing you can do. I mean, yeah, you can, there's all sorts of ways to participate, and you can go and protest, but there's no direct, until there's a vote, there's no direct way to stop what is essentially madness. And it is madness, and it is tiring, and it is wearing us the fuck out. I am back in the United States for literally a day, and it all starts up again. And it's like being vomited on, and it's by him, all right? By him, okay? It's, things really, no. Nothing is going the way it should be going. I come back, I go, oh, look, there actually is a backlash to, in Congress in part, and a judge who said that this is 1776. Oh, there's a meaning to that. Really? There's no meaning to it. He stumbled on that number, okay? He stumbled on it because somebody told him last Thursday, oh, that's when, the Declaration, and that's when we began as a country. So that's what we're going to give, that $1.776 billion to people who've been fucked over by the Justice Department. Are you kidding me? All right? Because he filed the suit, but he took the suit back so that this would be what he gets instead. You stop this, okay? Just stop it. So finally, the members of Congress who fucking have allowed shit to go on that is beyond comprehension in terms of this, from weeks after it occurred, and they were all sitting there scared shitless, and now they fucking decide, oh yeah, man, we shouldn't reward these people. You did already. You allowed him without any real backlash whatsoever that I saw. Just verbal, okay? Because there's not much you can do. You gave them all pardons, you fucking assholes. Well, yeah, but that's not like giving them money. Ah, fuck you. Fucking incredible. So then a judge at least finally went, hey, this bullshit is wrong. All right? Can't do that. And with the, and also with the, we're going to stop the fact that the tax thing, that him and his family, because he they given his tax files out, that since that was released to him and his family's tax files, that in order to rectify that and to make good on that, and so that he wouldn't feel bad, because it didn't do any damage, because nobody looked at the files. It didn't hurt him, okay? And it didn't. And so in return, he doesn't get audited? Is anybody fucking home anywhere? Doesn't get audited for the rest of his life. Well, yeah, that's short. But his children too. And you don't do that, okay? And you would think that's got to stop. You would think that's got to stop. That would be stopped. And then a judge stood up and finally went, well, I don't think this is right. Not that this is, I don't think it's right. It isn't right. I think it's against the law to do what they did. It's incredible. Okay? And that's good news. That's the good news, which in essence is still like, being punched in the head. All right? Outside of sticking my hands in the air, walking around day going, stop it. That's what I'm giving is away. I cannot believe that I came back from a vacation and whatever the upside of that vacation was, lasted maybe 36 hours. All right? Because there is really one thing after the fucking other. And it just continues. Oh, and then there's a war in Iran that the worst war ever. John Fetterman, well, we really needed to go in there. Because why? Because why, John? Fucking idiot. Really? For what? To stop something that wasn't happening anyway? And so when they build this nuclear weapon, what are they going to throw it at us? Huh? They don't have a delivery system, you idiots. Maybe get rid of that. Why not go from it in that fashion? That they can't have, it was in place already. But he didn't like it because it came from somebody who he thought may not have been born in the United States, and because people liked him, because people liked Obama. When does it end? Huh? Dumbest war ever. He's gotten, and how does Fetterman put up with this? Okay, so let's see he agrees with it. Okay? Let's say all of them agree with it. He didn't know what he was going in there for, and they beat us for all intents and purposes. Now he's trying to negotiate some way out of it. All right? And it's done damage, major damage, across the Arab world and across Europe. And Asia probably too. I don't have time to look into every single country. All right? But it is not a war that we won, and he's still trying to get out of it, and still believes that he did something that worked, that helped us. And the price of shit is on the rise, fuckers. It's on the rise. Because he has tariffs. No. All right? The Congress doesn't step up and just go, this isn't in your purview. You can't pull this shit. We're not going to allow it. It's causing a problem. Congress doesn't even stand up. Fuck you. God damn it. All I wanted was a break. And now it's back in my face again, and I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of talking about it. All right? Last week was fun because at least I had something to talk about that was not, about what was going on here. And then there's Ebola. And we don't have things in place, really, that we would have had in place for Ebola because, well, we didn't really work some things out. We had to remove some people in order to save money at the CDC or wherever the fuck it is. Okay? I don't know where we had things in place, but we did, including probably USAID. Not a lot of money, not a lot of money to do the stuff we wanted to do. All right? And now we got to kind of like, move quickly to make sure it doesn't come in. And this would not have been a problem. I mean, it would have been a problem, but not the problem it's going to be, and not the problem that it is. Okay? Do I know what I'm talking about? I'm probably not 90% right, but I'm at least 70% right. We took people out who would have helped us in terms of dealing with this. That's a fucking fact. And I can't I can't keep up with all this shit. So I can't be going, well, the reason is because it came out of this. Fuck it. Okay? And now we got to worry about it. And this is the one that doesn't have a vaccine. Why would we come up with a vaccine? Boy, against Ebola, because, the side effects of that vaccine may be worse than Ebola. What planet am I on? Unbelievable. We didn't have a vaccine for it. So let's start. Why don't we just hustle to get that? But, maybe but we on our end have said, well, we don't really want vaccines anymore. Or, I can't keep up with it. I can't keep up with the constant drumbeat of bullshit. That's all I can say. The drumbeat of fucking bullshit. Meanwhile, there's a reflecting pool scam. All right? I was born and raised in Washington. There's the reflecting pool. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not if you walk down and stand 3 feet away from it. You stand on the Lincoln Memorial and look across toward Congress. Look down that way. Okay. It's beautiful. And and so he was going to make sure it was fixed up. Okay. And he was going to fix it up with. He got somebody to do it. Only he paid them way more than they needed to be paid. While he was bitching that the others couldn't do it, but he'd be the first to do it, and he was going to do it by getting someone who was going to fucking overcharge us because there was no bid. He just handed it to him. Okay, so what did he make off of that? There was no bid. It's not the way it works. All right. It's not the way it fucking works. Then the Kennedy Center, they're taking his name off of it finally, okay? Which he shouldn't have been allowed to put it on there. And they told him, another judge told him that Congress is really in charge of making decisions about the Kennedy Center, not the President of the United States, all right? So if that's the case, then how come if he crossed the line of his power, why do we have to sit around and wait for shit to happen before he stopped? As soon as he said, I'm going to do something at the White House, I'm going to get rid of the East Wing. He said, nope, you can't do that, and we're going to have to decide that in the court system before you're allowed to do it. Not wait till after he does it. The fuck's the matter with people? Enough's enough. If the President of the United States is... if it's not the executive branch that has the power, and he uses power he doesn't have, then that's it. It's called stop it. It's called that's that, and you can't do that. You don't allow him to do it and then go to court to figure out if he's not allowed to do it. It already says he can't do it. Fucking unbelievable, people. This is unfucking-believable. As far as our ambassadors, we don't have 100. I accidentally stumbled on that bit of news. We don't have 100 ambassadors. That's how we talk to these people. And instead we got Foghorn Leghorn running around going, oh boy, we're the greatest country on earth and we're going to be so much greater now because we're just better than you are. We're way better than you are. You have to have somebody in place to talk to people. All right? Whether you fucking like it or not. That's why we have a State Department, you idiot. That was the thing, one of the first things I chose that I thought I wanted to do until I found out there was a serious language requirement. And I was young. And I was young when I could learn languages. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Unbelievable. 100. We don't have an ambassador in Russia. Gee, I wonder why. during a time like this, during a time when they're at war, okay, and they're going after the Ukraine, we don't have an ambassador in Russia. It boggles the fucking mind. And Congress just sits there with one thumb up their ass and the other thumb in their mouth. Okay? Son of a bitch. And now we got to listen to, well, they just fucked Corn, because he's, and now all of a sudden I'm supposed to think he's some sort of political martyr. He was a kind of a semi-dick, but in comparison to Paxton, Jesus Christ, this is unbelievable. Dell fucking Computers. Dell Computers gives some money so the kids can have the Trump, $1,000 for kids. Great. That's great. That's good that they ponied up to pay it to I don't know how many kids. Great. But meanwhile, they had basically an ad from the president. This is great. The Dells are the best ever, and they really work hard, and they haven't stopped. And boy, their AI is going to be really great, and they're really great people too. And so their stock went up, and he put money in their stock. 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 It's extraordinary. Wow. And he's going to have the UFC fighting on his birthday, which is coming up, and because he's going to have that at the White House, I think, somewhere around there, somewhere special, and so they've opened it up. He's opened it up. He wants soldiers to be there. He wants soldiers to be there, and he wants them to be a certain height and weight. It breaks me. It breaks my brain. My brain can't handle it. My brain cannot handle what that is. I mean, that he would ask them to in order to come, soldiers, and that they have to be a certain height and a certain weight. So the presentation of the UFC is done in such a way. What do they all? Well, and I'm surprised. Maybe is he going to have them all have some sort of a thing on their helmets, like a big birthday candle? So he's got 83 soldiers that can be kind of his birthday candles. I'm just, it's all too much. And kicker, because there's always a kicker. No matter what I'm telling you, there is something else that I have either left out or forgot or whatever. I left out, I forgot. It's the same thing, Lewis. Okay? It's the same fucking thing. So, the kicker here is that they would have to pay to get there. They'd have to pay. I guess they would stay at Quantico or one of the Fort Belvoir. I'm not sure where. They're certainly not going to be sleeping at the White House. Maybe have them sleep out next to the reflecting pool. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? But he's invited them to come, and he's not flying them in. Like maybe there's a rule, and a law in place, and he didn't want to go to court over that. Jesus, oh my God! One more thing, because this is today. All right, after a whole week of listening to a bunch of shit after shit after shit after shit after shit, Trump. This is all you need to know. Trump cuts off life necessities for immigrants. Do you need to know anything else? Is there any reason for that? Huh? Any that you can see? People who've come to this country for a better life. People who've come to this country to flee a country that is kicking their ass, that is making their life a hell, where they could die because of their beliefs, where they could die because they protest, where they could die because they are a different religion. All sorts of reasons that they have come here. And he's cut off the life necessities for them. Huh? Whew. Give us you're tired, you're humble, you're hungry, you're fucking unbelievable. I'm surprised. Maybe for the 250th anniversary, he can cut off Lady Liberty's head. He's even Trump cuts off life necessity for immigrants. Then I didn't even get to the next line. Even legal residents. Even legal residents! How much of this shit, at what point is this even allowable? Jesus Christ. Forcing exits by severing access to child care, jobs, and housing. We're not going to have enough people to fucking pick our crops. They're already he's destroying the small farmer. What else do you want him to destroy? Huh? What else does it take, you fucking idiots? And I'm talking to Congress. I'm talking to the Republicans. What else is it going to take for you to wake the fuck up? All right? I don't care if another Republican is president. Okay? But I do care that this has got to stop. Find a Republican, a real Republican. Not this fucking insane person. Okay? Not this mean, goddamn greedy, goddamn corrupt. The list is endless. I was going to call it that at one point. Oh, and stupid. There's too many adjectives that fit his bill. I'm going to start, I've got a few things to read, and then I'm out of here. And I'm serious. I don't think I want to do this anymore. I don't mind reading the rants that you have. I don't want to sit here and go through this stuff anymore. I think it's important that I get the word out about this. This is like all I can do is say, look at what's happening, look at what's happening, look, because I'm stumbling onto a lot of it. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, sweet guy, real sweet guy, and his wife, Priscilla Chan, paid $170 million. $170 million for a partially built mega mansion. It's partially built, which boasts a hair salon, because you need a hair salon in your house. You do. I mean, there's just no question about it. Massage room and a 1,500-gallon aquarium on Miami's exclusive Indian Creek Island, just 3 doors down from a compound owned by fellow tech billionaire Jeff Bezos. Well, that'll be fun dinner party, the two of them, scratching each other's nuts. That'll be fun. They're scratching each other's scrotums, which I guess have been kind of, they've had their, they've kind of probably implanted some computer chips in their testicles, and that's the way they communicate now. Unbelievable. 170, does somebody need, what the fuck can you put in the house outside of marble? Okay? $170 million. You better have a fucking hair salon. You should have a goddamn, if you're the tech fuck, okay, who's going to destroy us in part with AI, okay, how come you don't have a teleportation system to get you from one end of the house to the other? God damn it. Son of a bitch. And this is another thing that occurred while I was gone. But White House borders are Tom Homan, who seems like a thug. He seems like a thug. I'm sorry, but he seems like a thug. Kind of seems like a thug. Said Pope Leo XIV's criticism of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown stemmed from the pontiff's shaky grasp of Catholic doctrine. The pontiff, shaky grasp. I'm going to tell you what he had to go through to get there, huh? And Tom Homan did what? Seriously. For him to criticize the fucking his Pope Leo's grasp of the doctrine of Catholicism is somebody. What is the matter with people? Huh? How the fuck when I was a kid, I've talked about this before, a kid up the street, he wanted to, he seemed to be, kind of in a position. They wanted to kind of put him on the path toward becoming a priest. He left. He left after, after elementary school. And they took him and they sent him on. So then he went to a high school. Then he goes to Also, it goes through all sorts of hoops to become a priest. And this guy's the Pope, and he does it. And he's from us. He's from our country, Tom. So, yeah, he's got a really good grasp of immigration. You know why? Because Jesus said, bring them in. That's what Jesus said. Jesus said, bring the fuckers in, idiot. And then he goes on to say, I'd be happy to sit down and explain to him what he's missing, offered Homan, who cited his credentials as a lifelong Catholic. Jesus. God. As my friend Kathleen Madigan said in her act way early on, the reason that, the Catholics didn't read the Bible, that's what the priest does. And then they'd go on Sunday to hear what the Bible had to say. I broke the joke down. I deconstructed it, but it was important. And that's what I got. And there may be less and less and less of what I've got to say at the beginning of these things, because I'm tired of it. I don't mind reading the rants, but I'm tired of this. I mean, if something happens that's fun and it's worth talking about, but this is nonsense, or if I see something. But it really is. It's like living with him is like living with that this presidency is like living in a haunted house. And he is no Casper the Friendly Fucking Ghost. But living in a haunted house with statues and everything in sight is going to have his name on it. He is one crazy. It's just crazy. Narcissist, whatever the word you want to use. It's beyond that. It's beyond autocrat. There's something completely strange about somebody who wants his name on every fucking thing. And it goes beyond anything I've ever seen in my life. Ever. And that's all I got. I want to wish you a really great week. Try to avoid what's happening if you can. Enjoy the basketball finals if you're a fan, and hopefully it's a good tournament. I wanted OKC to win. What can I tell you? My father went to the University of Oklahoma, so I got a soft spot for that team, and so it goes. So take care. I want to thank everyone who sent in a rant, and continue to send them in, because to be honest, I'm getting less and less, because maybe you're tired too. But if there's something that pisses you off, share it with me. And if not, maybe we're living in a better world than I thought. So thank you for that. And I know you're going to enjoy many of the ones I read, because they're truly, truly interesting, as they always are. And it's my privilege and my pleasure to read them. Okay? Take care of yourself. Thanks to this week's sponsor, INDACLOUD. Going outside used to be free. Now somehow every activity starts at $150 and emotional exhaustion, which is exactly why people are becoming way more intentional with what they do and how they relax. Thankfully, INDACLOUD exists. INDACLOUD is a fully legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, energy gummies, and extra strength sleep gummies. Everything is federally legal hemp THC, lab tested, and shipped discreetly to your door. And let me just tell you, as I have before, where I like to use INDACLOUD is for sleep. It helps me because I need that help, because I need my sleep. Whether it's energy gummies for surviving overloaded summer schedules, THC sodas for staying social without overheating yourself, extra strength sleep gummies for fully shutting your brain down at night, and flour for slowing the evening down, INDACLOUD has you covered. If you're 21 or older, go to INDACLOUD.co, that's .co, not .com, and use code LEWIS for 30% off your first subscription order. That's INDACLOUD.co, code LEWIS for 30% off, shipped routinely and discreetly to your door. Plus free gifts, on qualifying orders. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order to support this show. Enjoy responsibly, and huge thanks to INDACLOUD for helping everybody survive summer with a little more sanity. Deana S is upset, and you'll see why. I was watching the supposed news channels today. All of a sudden, the chyron pops up for breaking news. Breaking news! Bright red banner, so important we have to cut to the White House right away. Big important news is breaking right now. Could it be about the war in Iran? The war in Ukraine? The destruction of Gaza? Is there an actual shooting? Is Trump being rushed to the hospital? What critical thing has occurred? Cut to Trump in a cabinet meeting answering questions. What is he talking about? Grass. He's talking about how green the fucking grass in D.C. is. Yep, it's May in D.C., and the grass is fucking green. Stop the presses. We have a new headline for the front page. Grass is fucking green. If that's not a big enough story, he moves on to telling us how pretty the now blue reflecting pool is. Jesus motherfucking Christ on a crumbling cracker. How in the hell is this what we are calling news? Can the news channels tell us about anything of value anymore? Do we have to act like meaningless babble is breaking news? I would like to know exactly how things are going in the Middle East. I would like updates on Ukraine. I am interested in the Ebola outbreak in Africa. I want to hear more about the local, regional, U.S., and global economies beyond just the gas prices. I want details on ICE activity. There is so much going on that matters. But what the fuck? Why not act like a pronouncement on the grass in D.C. is critically important? Will we ever get actual fucking news back? Or is it so broken that we may as well bury our heads in shit? Well said, Deanna. It's really unbelievable. And it's breaking news, and it's the same breaking news every hour. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Breaking news. Unbelievable. So we move on to Anthon K. What is with women walking around wearing those overpriced see-through legging crimes against humanity? Sweatpants are fine, but this? I recently encountered one of these morons wearing a pair with the word guess plastered all over. So what the fuck does she want folks guessing? Her age? Her weight? Her sexuality? Her penis size? How many guys she slept with? How many drinks are needed to get her in bed? Maybe it's her IQ, which can't be high. Nobody who spends over $100 on a single pair of what I refuse to call pants probably isn't so smart to begin with. Why not put on some big billboard and get it over with at least? Then she's finally paid for being a walking advertisement. For $500, one could probably get a pair of those lovely enchanted magical garments worn by the Mormons. Anthon K, wow, that really struck you. Wow. It is kind of nuts. I had a joke, Anton, 100 years ago that why would somebody wear Coca-Cola T-shirt? Did people expect to come up? Did that person expect somebody to come up to them, see the words Coke on their chest, and then rip their head off and drink them? It was better at the time. There was an audience. It was a different time. People were happier. They weren't worried. Oh, boy, what was that joke about? I'm not sure. Are you saying we're... Oh, stop, Louis. From Zach Falco. That's what I'm going with. I like that. I don't know if that's it, Zach, but I'm taking it. And thanks for this. I've been working in the music industry for 17 years, the live industry specifically for about 10. And in that time, I've seen corporations like Live Nation put independent venues out of business and replace them with their own shittier, overpriced club. It has gotten to the point that every single one of their venues of a certain size look exactly the same. It's like Sephora, but instead of smelling perfume, you smell beer, piss, and BO. A tall boy of Bud Light is $15. Louis, you live in New York City. When have you ever seen that at a bodega for more than fucking $4? Bud Light should be given the fuck away because it's a glorified urine sample venues give to the bands for free. And they all say, oh my God, thank you. Well, you're right about the Live Nation independent clubs in the venues that they've got. They set one up in Silver Spring. I think it's even called the Fillmore, in honor of the Fillmore. It undermines the name the Fillmore, and I may be wrong that they call it the Fillmore. But it is, it's a small room. I've been in 2 or 3 that are like this, and they're really not built for comedy, and they're very odd, and I don't know how good they are acoustically. But what do they give a shit? They're going to have to worry about the suit against them. And on to you, Jason Katzinger. Here we are. Well, I'm just kind of, it always amazes me. I can see what your day was like when I read this, and I don't take joy out of your frustration, but I do when I read it, and thank you. Just a little vent. Fucking old ladies reserving a basketball court at the YMCA for fucking pickleball. Fucking pulling into the Y with their fancy cars and handicap tags playing fucking pickleball. My kids and I have been going every Sunday morning this year and practicing basketball on the basketball court, and these old hens have the nerve to look me in the face and tell me they've got a reservation from open to 2 p.m. to close the gym and to play, you guessed it, fucking pickleball. The funny thing is there was 3 ladies in there, and not a single one was playing fucking pickleball. And they already have a whole day of fucking pickleball to boot. Wednesday. Well, that kind of screws that you don't get to play basketball with your kid. Because they've reserved this. How the fuck? I get 2 p.m. to close, and there are only 4 of them. That is bullshit. I mean, if there was, oh God. But we all don't get to play. I don't understand it. To me, it's like glorified ping pong. I wish I've actually never played it. I think I'd enjoy it, but boy, it would piss me off if I wanted to play basketball and they were playing pickleball. Here's one from Sara Sears. For starters, these fucking idiots come running in every time they see a check engine light on their dashboard without any idea about any fucking thing, including how to fucking drive. These clueless cheapskates start asking retail workers who have zero mechanical ability whatsoever, what did the report say? What does that mean? How can I fix it? Listen, Bub, you can barely park straight between the lines, and you figure you'll save yourself some money by coming into really auto parts? There's your second mistake then. Then you ask, can you just clear the codes? As if making that little light on your dashboard disappear will fix the problems. Fucking idiots. No, it will not fix your car. What you need is a brain transplant and a mechanic. Then there's the dumbest of the dumb. They'll come into a retail auto parts store with a problem, with a fucking tire, saying, can you just come outside and look? Yes, of course. Let me, a cashier at the place you come to buy an alternator, look at your tire that appears to be bulging and hissing, and you want me to let you know if it's okay to keep driving on it? I guess driving a BMW doesn't mean you've gone to college and got yourself a great job because you're so fucking smart. You chose a parts store to advise you that your tires are clearly about to fuck up your day, while just up the street is the place with tires on the store marquee. Do-it-yourself automotive stores are a scam for any driver who can't even change the wiper blades on their own car. What you need is a mechanic and a brain transplant. Wow, sir. I'm sure that makes for a long day. And then you gotta smile so that they come back at some point for the alternator. Thanks for sharing. Well, it's why I didn't last long working in retail or stores or anything dealing with the public. Dealing with the public or sitting at a desk in an office. I would lose my mind. I would lose my fucking mind. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.